All right, guys, we are in Hopkinton, New York. I just stopped here at the little country store, Lampaliers, right on Route 11B. Just getting back in the truck. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm getting burned out on this run. Whew. I don't know if I can do it anymore. Oh, man. Alright guys, we're here in Potsdam on Route 11 now. Got an empty trailer behind me, so I'm coming back down from Vermont, headed back down to Fulton, New York to pick up my next load. It is 7:40 p.m. 42 degrees here in Potsdam, New York. Look at this car squeezing down here. Gonna have to watch out, Buster Brown. I hope you see that guy next to you, which you probably do. Buster Brown, UPS. That's Buster Brown is trucker slang for UPS because they wear the brown suits, the brown uniforms. Anyway, we got, I don't know. You would think I would know exactly, right? how much time I got till I get back to Fulton. I think about 2 hours, roughly. About 2 hours and 15 minutes. See how it goes up here. I don't know if this is the same UPS guy I get stuck behind once in a while. He don't like to drive even the speed limit usually. This guy here is driving pretty fast, so I don't think that's him. Yeah, so I'm getting really burned out on this run. I've been doing it pretty steady, I mean real steady for the last 2 years, and on and off for the couple years before that. It's really getting to be a chore, especially when I push myself and do 6 loads a week. Yeah, so the freight rates right now are in the dumper. So, yeah, I'd be foolish to leave this run. This run pays really good. Pays really good. So, be very foolish to leave this run. So, what I'm going to do about getting burned out is I'm going to be taking a vacation in a week. Well, a week from this Friday, I'll be leaving this truck out in Ohio. And renting a car, coming home, getting Melissa and going down to South Carolina for a week. And then coming home and going back out and get my truck in Ohio. So right now the plan is to pick up the rental car on the 5th of May, a week from this Friday, and return it on the 15th. Getting a lot of work done on this truck, putting new springs in the front. I got all new shocks to go on. I got an oil pan, cab airbags. Yeah, I don't know, a bunch of little stuff. I'm gonna have a dump valve put in the truck, which dump valve will allow me to let the air out of the airbags when I'm unhooking from a trailer or hooking up to a trailer to make that a little bit easier. And getting the truck serviced, of course, always. And that's the plan. So that's the plan to get rid of the burnout from the run, is to take a vacation. Yes, it'd have to be dumb to give this run up. Anyway, we are, like I said, we're about 2 hours now out of Fulton. Gonna do our drop and swap, head back to Vermont. And then we're gonna do it one more time. We'll be delivering early Wednesday morning on the second load of this little trip here. Probably about 5:30 I'll be done, and I'll start a 34-hour restart in Waterbury, Vermont. Be able to roll again on Thursday afternoon and try to get 5 or 6 more loads in before I go on vacation. We'll see how that works out. Like I said, I'm getting burned out, but it's for a reason. It's for a reason. You got to realize when you got something good, you better stick with it right now. There is no greener grass on the other side of the fence right now, that's for sure. Okay, external light check. All right, guys, we just hooked up to our loaded trailer here at Fulton, New York. Checking everything here, doing our pre-trip. Making sure that kingpin is locked in. It is. All right, we'll pull the valve here to release these tandems. We've got to slide them. Everything looking good so far. I think I've had this trailer recently and it was all good. But you never know what can happen to it between then and now, right? All lights are working on the back. Brake lights, turn signals, got a license plate light. Everything looks good under there. All right, we just gotta slide the tandems, and forgot to check the seal number again, as usual, right? I'm always doing that. All right, so we slid the tandems. Let's just check the pins. Yeah, they look good on that side. Right in a good spot where I like them. And seal number 3156, that is the correct number. We'll just check the pins on this side. And they are out, locked in, ready to go. Trailer checks out, nothing wrong with this one. Last 2 nights I've had to put both those trailers out of service just for minor stuff, lights out, stuff like that. But if people keep dropping them over there on the other side with shit wrong with it, they don't get fixed. Sorry for the foul language, but it makes me mad when people do that. We have an out of service lot in the back of the plant. And that's where they should go. All right. All right, guys, we just got off the New York State Thruway in Fultonville, New York, here at the TA truck stop. We're gonna get our fuel and our DEF fluid. The DEF, we're gonna get the DEF. It is 1:22 a.m. 39 degrees. Today is Tuesday, April something or other, the 25th, I believe. Yeah, so we'll get our fuel and keep on heading to Vermont. You know, I was talking about earlier how I was getting kind of burned out on this. And it happens, you know, when you do the same stuff all the time. But you got to find ways to keep it going, because right now is not a good time to switch anything in trucking. If you have a good company job, oh, that's bouncy here. If you got a good company job, or you're hooked up pretty good with an agent or a broker, and they're keeping you moving and the money's working for you, now is not the time to be looking for anything else, unless something presents itself that is definitely better, which would be kind of hard to do with the way things are going right now. But, you know, like taking a vacation, or just a couple extra days off, maybe making some different stops on your route, stuff like that. That will help with the burnout, I guess is what I'm trying to say, with the boredom of the same thing all the time. And two, you know, sometimes doing the same thing all the time is good, because you know what you're going to do, you know where you can stop. You know, you get to know people along your route. Like here, I know all the people that work in the truck stop here, and I talk to them and have a conversation. Kind of known them for years, so, you know, it has its good and bad points. All I was trying to say earlier was I'm getting tired, I need a break, so that's what a vacation is for, right? Let's get some fuel. All right, guys, pump price here is $4.63 a gallon. And I am paying $3.34 a gallon. That's a pretty good discount. Yeah, the truck usually puts on anywhere from 78 to 84 gallons of fuel on this run. Depends on how hard I'm running and what the weather conditions are like. The slower, well, not really the slower I go. It gets really good fuel mileage right around 65 miles an hour. So as long as the wind isn't blowing and the temperature is warm, I get pretty good fuel mileage. Like during the summer when there's no wind and I'm running right at 65 miles an hour and the temperature is 70 or above, I probably get almost 8 miles to the gallon usually, something like that. And then in the winter time, usually we're hovering right around 7, so it's not a real big swing, but it does all right. It averages out all right for the year. I think the average fuel mileage for since I had the truck back when I bought it is 7.4, so can't complain. Wouldn't do me any good anyway, right? Hey, we're at 72 gallons. There, clicked off at 75. Well, we gotta top it. All right, this side's full. And we'll just top off this side. Wow, that clicked off early, I guess. $82.3 gallons. So now we'll get our depth fluid. That usually takes somewhere between 2.5 and 3 gallons. Hey, it's kind of cold out. 39. I think that's what it said, right? When we were coming in, did it say 39? I think so. $1.8 gallons. That's not full. Well, it acts like it wants to be full. Let's see. Yeah, that's full. Well, we didn't use as much today. Either that or I overfilled it last night, right? Okay. Thank you. Please come again. All right. So we got our fuel. We end up with 6.98 miles per gallon. And our fuel came to $3.42 a gallon because there is some fees involved, even with the discount. So $3.42 a gallon. Roughly paid about $283 for 82 gallons of fuel, a little over 82 gallons of fuel. And we're just heading on out of here now.
You have 4 hours and 10 minutes of remaining drive time.
So I got 4 hours and 10 minutes left to drive today. Got about an extra hour over that on my 14-hour clock, so altogether I got about, I don't know, I got about 5.5 hours, I guess. I can only drive that 4 hours and 10 minutes though. So the other time is used up doing drop and hook or getting fuel or whatever. So we're on our way. We've got just about 18 hours left on our 70-hour rule. Time we get up to Waterbury, do our drop and hook, we'll have about 14 hours, which is about 2 hours more than what I need to do another complete round trip. So I usually use somewhere right in the neighborhood of 12 hours per load, 12 to 12 and a half. So we look good on getting our extra load in. Today is, well, it's early Tuesday morning now. We've been running since Thursday last week. And we We delivered Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, which is tonight. This is the 5th one, and then tomorrow night will be number 6. I should say early morning. Wee hours of the morning is what I'm doing, I guess. So we once we cross that bridge back there, we're in Fonda now. Fonda, New York, home of Fonda Motor Speedway, or dirt track, I guess. It's not really a motor speedway, I guess. I guess that would have to be paved. But a Fonda dirt track and fairgrounds there we just passed. Everybody's tucked in and sleeping away in their beds along here, I imagine. It's kind of I kind of work nights, so I usually don't start my day till around 4 o'clock or so. Get done around 6 a.m. usually. Which, in the wintertime, that really stinks because it's always dark. The only sunlight you get, you're sleeping through. Now that the days have gotten a lot longer, I've got at least 4, well, yeah, roughly, because I don't sleep right till 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I'm usually up by 2:33, so I got sunlight until, well, it's got to be 8 o'clock now at least. You know, there's still light in the sky, in other words. And when I get up here to Waterbury, if it's not cloudy, the sun is usually coming up. Starting to see light in the sky. About 4:45 now, about 4:30, 4:45, the sky starts lightening up a bit. That helps. But running nights in the wintertime is very dreary, I guess, because you never get to see the sun. Like I said, though, you always got to look for a advantage or a bright side of things. And the bright side about running nights is what we got right here. Nobody on the road. So it makes it much easier for me to make a complete round trip with nobody on the road. There, we got about 3 hours and 25 minutes. We should be in Waterbury. About 5:30, something like that. 5:20, 5:30. And that will complete our day. All right, guys. It is a couple days later now. It's Thursday, April 27th. We made our other 2 deliveries no problem, and I did a 34-hour restart in Vermont. And now I'm headed back down to pick up my next load. I'm probably going to do 5 more loads, and then we're headed home for vacation. If everything works out the way I want it to, I should be home by Tuesday. Then I'm going to take this truck out to Ohio Thursday evening and pick up my rental car on Friday and head down to South Carolina for a week. Sounds good. And it's a gorgeous day here. I'm just going across part of Lake Champlain here, headed for the Lake Champlain ferry. Take us across to Plattsburgh, and on down through the North Country of New York, back down to Fulton. All right, guys, to wrap up what I was talking about earlier, as far as it goes for working in the trucking environment of today, don't make any rash decisions. If you've got a good job with a company, or you own your own truck and you got a good thing going with a shipper, or you got a good thing going with a broker, take a long, hard look at what's going on before you make any moves. Things are not all that great in the trucking economy right now. So unless you find something that's a sure thing, a solid thing, better than what you're doing now, don't be hasty. Don't make any rash decisions. Just hang on to what you got, and we'll get through all this together, as usual. Been through this many times. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Freight rates go way up. Everybody buys a truck. Then everything crashes. And all the weaker companies that didn't plan right, they go out of business. And then the cycle just repeats over and over. Been doing that since deregulation. So that's just the way it works. Anyway, guys, we'll end the video here. I do appreciate you riding along with me, especially if you made it all the way to the end here. And we'll see you. We'll probably make some videos from vacation, or might have another video before I go on vacation. Don't know yet. Anyway, everybody take care. We appreciate you, and we'll see you. Take care.